My mother made each of us learn a different neighbor's back door to knock on. I was 9 the night I used mine. She drilled it into us like a spelling test. Mara, whose door? And I'd say, the Coopers, the back one by the shed. My brother had the Alvarados. My little sister had old Mr. Bear across the street. Never the front doors. Never the same house twice. You don't knock together, she said. You never run to the same place. Do you understand me? I didn't. I just nodded so she'd stop gripping my shoulders. I understood the night it happened. I woke up because the house was too quiet. My father's quiet was the loud kind. The kind that came after the yelling stopped. When the yelling had gotten what it wanted. I heard my mother in the kitchen say, "Put it down, Daniel. Put what down? Say what it is, please. The kids are asleep. Then wake them up. Let's have a family meeting." I was already out of bed. My sister was sitting up in the dark, her eyes huge. I grabbed her hand and I said, "Go to Mr. Bear's, the back door. Go now." She started crying and I put my hand over her mouth. "You have to be quiet. You know the way." I pushed her toward the window we'd practiced on, the one over the porch roof, and she went. She was 7, and she went. My brother's room was empty. He'd already gone. Good. That was the whole point. We scatter, we don't clump, we don't give him one door to kick. I went down the hall instead of out my window, because I could hear it changing in the kitchen. My mother wasn't talking anymore. There was a sound like a chair going over. "Where do you think they run to?" my father was saying. "Huh? You think I don't know they run? I've watched them. I know exactly which houses." And my stomach dropped, because he was right and he was wrong. He thought we all ran to the same place. He thought if he waited by the Coopers, my door, the one closest to our house, he'd catch every one of us funneling in. He grabbed his keys off the hook. "I'll be back," he told her. "Don't move." He went out the front to walk to the Coopers, to wait for children who were never all coming. I went out the back. I ran to the Coopers' shed and I did not knock on the back door. I climbed the fence into their yard and I stayed low, because his truck was already idling at the curb out front of their house. Lights off, him watching their porch, waiting for me, waiting for all of us to come to the one door he'd figured out. But my mother hadn't given us different doors so we'd be safe in 4 houses. She'd given us different doors so that only one of us would lead him somewhere. And she'd told me, only me, the oldest. Mr. Cooper was a sheriff's deputy. My mother had spent 2 years making friends with his wife over a fence, and she'd told him everything, and they had a plan, and the plan needed my father to come to that specific house, at night, alone, believing he was hunting his own kids. I knocked on the back door. Mr. Cooper opened it in a t-shirt, already awake, already dressed below the waist. He's waiting for us. "How many of you got out?" "All of us." "Everybody's out. Just him and Mom left." He keyed his radio and said an address and the word domestic, and he's armed. He thinks the house is empty. Then he looked at me and said, "You did good, kid. Stay down." I watched from the Cooper's kitchen window while 2 cruisers came in dark and slow from both ends of the street and boxed the truck against the curb. My father got out yelling my mother's name like she'd betrayed him, like she was the one who'd done something. He reached back into the cab for something and they put him on the ground in the Cooper's yard, on the exact patch of grass he'd been staring at, waiting for me to walk into. They found the gun on the seat. They found the second one in his belt. My mother came across 3 backyards in her nightgown, barefoot, and she found me at the Cooper's back door where she'd taught me to be, and she got down on her knees and held my face and said, "You went to the right house." I said, "You gave me the trap door." She said, "I gave it to the one I trusted to walk toward him."